scored on your top two. Winner moves on to round 3, and second place is eliminated from the contest. Nikki Van Dijk takes on Bronte Macaulay. Bronte, the rookie on tour this year, had some wild card call-ups. She was able to surf a handful of events last season, and she'll take the first wave. Setup turn for Bronte. Getting her way down the line. Clean connection right into a bottom turn. Late hits the finish, and she's down.
I love the positioning and the wave selection straight off the bat. Nice opening maneuver. Just setting the fins. This turn right here is where all the points are going to come from, and then try to get the board up there. Just the timing was a little bit off on that last maneuver and goes down, so she could have maximized the points on that. She could have, you know, that brother assisted her to get those juices flowing. Here we go.
Making a move now is Nikki Van Dijk on her first wave of round 2. Set up carve, jams one off the lip. Nice timing for the slide. Right back into another forehand hook. Feeling her way through this inside corner. This is where that rock shows up. She's going to call it a wave. Behind her, though, Bronte already through some sections. Uses the lip well. Great timing for the backhander, and she'll close this one out. A tough step on the landing, but she had total control. As we take a look at this 8-point ride.
Well, look at the second wave of the set, Joe. Look how clean the face is, and oh my goodness, beautiful turn off the top there. Nice deep bottom turn again, just gouging into the face of the wave. Now it stands up again. You can just see how nice and smooth and clean she's surfing. You know, not going for too much, Joe. And I think that's the key out here at Margaret River Main Break, is let the wave dictate the pace of play. She did exactly that and dropped an absolute bomb. First wave of the set, you can see just a little bit more bump and lump on the face. Nice drift right there. So Nikki Van Dijk showing a bit of variety, showing some nice clean surfing of her own, and brings this one all the way through, deciding to use the jet ski. Joe, a 717. So we've got a really good heat on our hands right now.
And also watching this wave. So we'll follow this wave with Nikki Van Dijk.
Yep.
She sets her bottom turn. High line wrap to start off this main break right. Times it off the lip well. Tries to drift the fins, and she's able to hang on. Tough section to commit to blowing the tail out.
Had a lot cleaner face. Here goes Nikki. She's looking for a 5.51. Let's have a look at the first turn. Very important out here. Nice little wrap around. Gets her back into the guts of the wave. Another nice jam in the pocket. Bangs it up through the lip there. So nice control from Nikki Van Dijk. 5.51 to get the lead off Bronte Macaulay. Bit of a water angle. She can, beautiful rotation off the top there, and draws off the bottom. Bit of a bump right there, but nice connection with the lip again. So
really focused and ready for whatever's coming.
Thank you, Strider. Right into action with Bronte Macaulay. Nice controlled bottom turn. First turn out of the way. Section growing in front of her, and she drills it on the backhand. So a couple of smooth moves for Macaulay, the local.
Length of ride, or how many turns you do, it's the quality of the turns you do. As let's see, just a little opening maneuver right there. She comes off the bottom, and this is where all the points are going to come from. Bangs it up into the lip. 5.84 required. She's not going to give up, that's for sure.
Late takeoff for Nikki, and she'll use priority on this wave. Amazing ability just to stomp the takeoff. Has this one sort of bending away for her, so she'll just continue to wrap on the open face. Didn't really get a huge connection on the inside. And unfortunately for Bronte, she's going to go down in round 2 on her home court due to a solid performance from Nikki Van Dijk.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny, isn't it, Joe? It's how many times we've seen the surfer get the best single score, but not being able to back it up. You know, consistency